Well, coming up next on Middle Tennessee News, an update on the Forest Street shooting that happened just last week. The victim has been identified. And Crime Stoppers is asking for your help in finding the person that vandalized a monument in downtown Murfreesboro. And March Madness is finally here. We've got some bracketology, on the way. All those stories plus your latest weather. Middle Tennessee News starts right now. Well, thank you so much for joining us this evening. I'm Lauren Davis. Welcome to Middle Tennessee News. Well, police have released the name of the victim from Murfreesboro's Forest Street shooting just last week. 18-year-old Carmen Simmons of Christiana was reportedly shot in the face on the 400 block of Forest Street in Murfreesboro. Police responded to a call about a female found not breathing at around 9:45 last Wednesday night. Simmons was found and taken to St. Thomas Rutherford Hospital, where she was pronounced dead. According to her obituary, Simmons will be remembered for her, quote, loving nature, infectious smile, and how she enjoyed life. Services were held today at 1 p.m. at the Pentecostals of Murfreesboro, and there is no other information at this time regarding the investigation, but we will keep you updated as we hear more about this story. Well, a big quarter horse competition trotted into Murfreesboro over the weekend. Competitors gathered at Miller Coliseum to show their quarter horses at a panel of 5 judges in hopes of winning their class. Classes ranged from rookie to seasoned competitors. The 3-day competition also allowed youth contestants the chance to defeat their peers. Each person was allowed to show their horse twice. The reason was to allow rookies to gain experience and allow the seasoned professionals to begin the season with a more rigorous slate of competition. We spoke with Morgan Bowie and her horse to see why they had entered the competition.
I'm 24 years old and I'm from Huntsville, Alabama. This is my registered quarter horse, Radical Guy. We graduated from MTSU last May, and we love showing quarter horses because of the camaraderie and the challenges that we face while showing.
The event brought people from several states for the opportunity for a competition of a lifetime. Each person sought to ride off with a victory. Rutherford County Crime Stoppers is offering a reward in relation to the Johnny Rebel Confederate monument vandalizing that happened last week. The words coward, murderer, and Fort Pillow were spray painted on the monument located on Murfreesboro Town Square. Crime Stoppers is offering up to $1,000 to anyone with any information. You can call them at 615-893-STOP if you know anything. We'll follow up on a story we brought you last week. Murfreesboro police arrested 73-year-old Kenneth McIntyre Friday. McIntyre did not give his current address to the sex offender registry for several months. He is on the Murfreesboro's most wanted list because of his previous charge in the 1997 sexual battery of a 7-year-old. Well, it's that time of year again. This past Thursday, several local businesses in historic downtown Murfreesboro took part in the annual Spring Sip, Shop, and Stroll. The event celebrates the start of spring and promotes locally owned businesses. Participating businesses welcomed the community into their shops, serving complimentary beverages and refreshments for strollers to enjoy.
It just gets people excited about all the businesses. We had, I think, approximately 12 businesses that were open last night for the extended hours, and you can sip, you can shop, and you can stroll. But it's just beneficial to explore the new businesses in the downtown area.
Well, if you didn't make it to this event, there's another one coming up later this winter. Well, you know, this weekend, we definitely hit the pot of gold regarding weather, especially today with the beautiful sunshine. And, you know, it wasn't too cold, but it was just about the right temperature. Emily is joining us now in the studio to explain exactly what is going on weather-wise for the rest of today.
Happy Monday, everybody. Hopefully everyone enjoyed their weekend and enjoyed the warm weather that we had Saturday and Sunday. Hopefully you were able to take it in and enjoy that warm sunlight. Today, currently, if you're out on campus, weather is standing right now at about 54 degrees. It is a little bit chilly, so I do advise you to bring a lightweight jacket onto campus if you are headed this way. Tonight we are getting into the below freezing temperatures. It's going to be at about 30 degrees. So just make sure you bundle up if you do go outside. I will be back with later weather after the break. Back to you, Lauren.
Well, still ahead on Middle Tennessee News, Studio M discusses the state of real estate due to recent rainfalls. And the Natchez Trace Bridge Coalition is gaining traction within the state government. That's coming up next on Middle Tennessee News.
Sculpting the perfect body takes time. Quitting smoking does too. But with a little help, you can do it. Get the resources and support you need to quit smoking from the American Cancer Society at cancer.org/smokeout.
Hannah is bright, talented, and she's been so brave. Hannah complained of a headache. It was a rhabdomyosarcoma. Within a few days, Hannah was in treatment because we were told that the tumor was very aggressive. So we've essentially put our lives in South Africa on hold. Incredibly blessed to be here. St. Jude is an asset to the world. The research that is developed here is offered freely to the rest of the medical world. The entire way that the place operates is just to give and to care. I think it's the kind of place that not only stands as a beacon for pediatric cancer, but I think it could teach the world a couple of lessons about how to treat people. And I think if those lessons could be learned, even in their most basic form, this world could be a better place.
Repeat after me. Apple, table, penny.
Apple, bread.
I remember watching Dad with the kids and thinking, geez, in 6 years, will he even know who they are?
Ask me again.
1 in 10 Americans over 65 has Alzheimer's disease. Learn more today at brightfocus.org.
What does it look like when a life is truly changed?
I feel a sense of accomplishment because I built a house. This house has brought us financial independence.
Every family dreams to have their own house. This house changed our lives.
Habitat for Humanity is at work in your community and around the world. Through shelter, we empower.
Well, thank you for joining us again. I would just like to extend an apology. Unfortunately, due to some technical difficulties, we will not be able to air the Studio M story. But last year, the Natchez Trace Bridge Barrier Coalition began their campaign for better barriers on the bridge in Franklin, Tennessee. Now, the Tennessee State House agrees something needs to be done. Natchez Trace Bridge is a federal landmark built 30 years ago, but what was once seen as a beautiful monument is now labeled as a dangerous location for suicides. Trish Marilor, one of the leaders of the coalition, lost her son in 2017 after he jumped from the bridge. After hearing similar stories and experiences, she helped build the Natchez Trace Bridge Barrier Coalition.
There are 29 people that survived jumping off the Golden Gate Bridge, and they all said, as soon as their feet left the railing, instant regret.
Well, the Tennessee State House has signed a bill that agreed that the popular spot for suicide is a state health crisis. The bill is heading to the state Senate, and if they also agree, will then go to federal government to get them to take action. Well, still ahead on Middle Tennessee News, our latest weather here in Tennessee. And Emily will join us right now talking about exactly what's going on with the weather for the rest of the week, considering, over the weekend we definitely hit the jackpot and St. Patty gave us some luck. So Emily, are those conditions, the sunny, bright conditions, still going to continue on?
Yes, this week is full of warm temperatures. You know, we're only 2 days away from spring. It's coming on Wednesday, so it's definitely starting to feel like it. Today, like I said earlier, we are standing at about 54 degrees outside. If you are walking around campus, I do advise you to have some type of lightweight jacket on. And then tonight it is going to be below freezing at about 30 degrees. Moving on to Tuesday and Wednesday, it is going to be sunny. We are going to be getting warmer and warmer as the week goes on. Tuesday's high is going to be 57 degrees with a low of 31. And as for Wednesday, the high will be 62. So yes, we are reaching the 60s. That's kind of exciting a little bit. And then the low will be 42. Now the only rain that we are going to be seeing is on Thursday. We're getting it at about 1 a.m. Thursday night, and it will move till about 1 p.m. Thursday evening. So don't expect rain the whole day on Thursday, but do bring a rain jacket in the morning. And then finally, last but not least, Friday, it's going to be another pretty sunny day. It's going to be about 62 degrees with a high of 35. So enjoy this weather this week. Let the sun soak in because it's springtime. Back to you, Lauren.
Well, thank you, Emily. Still ahead, Trenton Gray comes in with some bracketology for March Madness. That's coming up next on Middle Tennessee News.
Turn off your lights for Earth Hour. For our forests, our rivers, our oceans, our wildlife, and for our climate. For our Earth. Earth Hour, March 30th, 2019.
Your zip code. Just one number different, and you might have a whole other life. Different school, different job, different dreams, different problems. In America, the zip code you're born in can determine your future. The Y works to change that, with programs and services that help everyone thrive, no matter who you are or where you're from. For a better us, support your local Y today.
Breast cancer kills more than 41,000 people each year in the U.S. alone. That's unacceptable. That's why by 2026, Susan G. Komen will cut the number of breast cancer deaths in half. We'll get there by helping those who can't pay for treatments, by funding breakthroughs in research that save lives, by ensuring that all people receive the care they need. We'll get there, but only with your help. So, are you in?
My mother used to say a long time ago, whenever there would be any catastrophe that was on the air, she would say, always look for the helpers. Because if you look for the helpers, you'll know that there's hope.
In the studio, and he's going to give us a little bit more information about the big, update that has come during the NCAA tournament this weekend. Trenton, what exactly was going on?
The NCAA tournament is set. Now the 68 teams have their seeds. Let's look at the bracket. In the East region, overall 1 seed Duke, the 2 seed Michigan State, 3 seed LSU, 4 seed Virginia Tech. In the South, Virginia is number 1, 2 Tennessee, 3 Purdue, and 4 Kansas State. In the Midwest, North Carolina, 2 Kentucky, 3 Houston, 4 Kansas. In the West region, Gonzaga, Michigan, Texas Tech, and Florida State. Here's the whole bracket. The first 4 games will be on the 19th and the 20th. The first round begins on the 21st. The MTSU Lady Raiders beat UAB on Friday to advance to the conference semifinals, or to the conference finals. They played Rice on Saturday night. The winner received an automatic bid to the NCAA Women's Tournament. Lady Raiders looked very good to start off the game. Laurel hits a 3 there. Taylor Sutton had 10 points on the night, but blocked there by Mulkey. Mulkey got buckets too. She had 24 on the night. Alex Johnson had a game high 27 points. The Lady Raiders led 34-26 at the half, but Rice outscored them 21-9 in the second half. The fourth quarter was much of the same. Rice just too much for MTSU Lady Raiders. Rice celebrates as they won 69-54. After not getting the automatic bid, Coach Insel speaks on the team's tournament chances.
We hope to get into the WNIT. We didn't do enough to get into the NCAA tournament. It's our own fault. We had the schedule to do that, but we didn't take care of business when we needed to. And we're a pretty good basketball team right now, so we'll see what happens.
MTSU baseball ended their 7-game losing streak on Friday when they beat UTSA 7-4. They dropped the next game against them, losing 4-10. The third game, though, was more like the first. The Raiders won 9-4 and won the series 2-1. They are now 7-12 on the season. The Murphy Center hosted the TWS Boys Basketball Tournament this weekend. Three championship games were played on Saturday. Memphis East were looking for the 4th straight title, but were unsuccessful, and Bearden beat them to win the Class AAA championship. They won 83-68. In the Class AA state championship, Wooddale took on Knoxville Fulton. Wooddale took the Class AA championship. They won 59-46. In Class A, Columbia Academy took on Humboldt. Columbia Academy took their first for Class A championship, and they won 76-60. Now, back to Lauren.
Well, thank you so much for joining us this evening for Middle Tennessee News. I'm Lauren Davis. If you missed this show or any of our shows, you can watch them on our website at middletennesseenews.net. We'll see you tomorrow.